A Love Letter in Time by Jeanette Kesterton. I sit at my desk, penning this letter, looking out the window. The pink roses you planted are flourishing and blowing in the wind. I write with a slightly heavy heart, my darling, as I haven't heard from you in a month. I hope and pray, my dearest Thomas, you find yourself well. I am unsure whether you cannot write because of a difficult situation or whether you have been captured. I beg and pray I do not receive one of those letters so many women are receiving, and that it is the latter, and you have the resolve to come back to me. Your last letter said you were being posted to Picardy in the Somme region of France. The families of the village have been informed by the volunteer force that there are a lot of regiments being posted over there in France, so we hope that you all look out for each other. Mrs. Greenway was telling me yesterday that her son, William, has signed up to join the local regiment. She couldn't persuade him otherwise. I thought he was only 15. Then again, he must be older than that if they've accepted him. I hope this letter and package reaches you safely. Thank you for your humorous postcard you sent me, wishing me many happy returns and sweet wishes. It gave me something to smile about and hold on to. I treasure the gold button you sent me, and I've sewn it onto my cardigan. I hope you do not get in trouble by not having it. I can feel you're with me. Birthdays don't really register without you. I miss your positive personality moving our day forward and your sunny disposition. I marked my birthday with your family and had high tea, which is more than I was expecting during these times of austerity. For my birthday, I dressed in that beautiful green dress with a print of forget-me-not flowers on it. You always loved to see me in that dress, and I wore the matching green cardigan with your button sewn on. It was the dress I sported on our first date. You always said it brought out the colour of my eyes. The local farmer kindly gave me a small jug of thick cream for my birthday, and your mother made some of her famous tasty scones. She tells me you ate one after the other when you were a child. I have placed one in your package, wrapped up tightly in greased paper. I hope it finds its way to you safely and in one piece. Mrs. Greenway gave me a small pot of quince and a small pot of jam. We enjoyed the quince jam with the scones, and I have enclosed the small pot of jam for you to enjoy with your scone. Your need is greater than mine for the strawberry jam. I shall be relieved to get a letter or postcard back from you. I feel a sense of worry until that time comes. God forbid that you are hurt. I hope someone can read my letter to you, dear Thomas, to boost your spirits if you are, until such time that you can return to us. Your sister informs me she reads letters to injured soldiers all the time so that they can get home sooner to their loved ones. I have the most wonderful news for you, my darling. I decided not to wait any longer to tell you. I am carrying our baby. You're going to become a father. I think I might be about 2 months. I'm feeling quite well, although a little nausea. Your mother and sister are keeping an eye on my welfare, so I am very blessed. I keep reading your last letter dearest Thomas, and how cheerfully you write. I run my fingers slowly over the words and have a tear running down my face, wishing you were standing here and the words you write actually coming live from you. Your cheeriness comes through most evidently. The war hasn't damaged your resilience so far, especially on your last bout of leave. You talked about how low morale was in many of your fellow men. I hear from your sister that local soldiers who have returned with minor injuries are battling another war of diseases called trench foot. Oh, I cannot comprehend you living in those awful conditions no man should have to endure. I hope we have a little baby boy, my darling, and he has your looks and short black wavy hair, blue eyes and your small nose. Do you remember when we were courting before the war? We laughed about your quirky small nostrils. I love all your features and your characteristics. My darling, how I miss your kindness and gentleness and your passion for life and nature. Trusting that you are well, and it is just my over anxiousness in wanting to inform you of our wonderful news, and that you are just busy fighting the horrid foe that are trying to move nearer and change our country. My own personal hero, fighting for my freedom, king and country, and now for your son or daughter. I hope this news presents itself to you as soon as possible and will help get you through until your next leave. I will be glad when this horrid war is over and we can be together and never to leave each other's side ever again, and just continue with our lives and being a family, our little family, growing in our beautiful cottage home where we started our married life only a short time ago. 2 of us. Now there will be 3. I touch my stomach with love and pride, and thus have taught me to be self-sufficient and to grow our own produce. And I'm loving it. I have become your country girl. Your dream of growing your own food is my dream also now. I'm not sure about your idea of freezing food. I don't think that will take off. We will never be rich enough to afford one of those new freezing machines from America. However, I trust in your ideas, dearest Thomas, and I believe in your dreams. So maybe one day. We have a bumper crop of potatoes, carrots, and onions that you planted for us on your last leave. Strangely, too, there are poppies flowering all over the village. I sell extra supplies to pay for candles, more vegetable seeds when they become available, and some red meat to keep my energy levels up. Farmer Hale gives me a rabbit occasionally if he is caught extra, and I swap some potatoes for his good deed. I think he might be looking for farm labourers when the war finishes, and he is very interested in your produce ideas and wants to talk with you. I've even learned some of your money saving skills and have saved the odd shilling for the new little life growing inside me. I have no idea yet the things we will need for him or her. I'm even considering buying a chicken from Farmer Hale to get some eggs to sell. So we are doing just fine at the moment. There are a lot of families in the village who are starving, and I've given the odd small food package as payment for help working in the garden due to feeling nauseous lately. The fresh vegetables are giving me all the goodness I need for our baby growing within me, so I am blessed again. My dearest Thomas, before I found out I was carrying our child, I would find myself weeding the vegetables in the rain, just so I have a small understanding of what it feels like for you being in those wet and cold conditions. My darling, of course, I could never really understand what you're going through. However, it makes me feel closer to you. Living in the country, we hear planes such as zeppelins and see airships. When the sirens sound, we run to our shelters. However, it's rare we hear bombs dropping. Fear, day in, day out, doesn't bear thinking about the city folk. That could have been me if I'd not met you, my darling. I still struggle with the emotions knowing if my mother is safe working in the ammunition factory and my father on the front line. It was your wisdom and forethought that found us this house in the country. You have saved me from all that in the city. I feel desperate for the folk in the cities. Thomas, since finding out I am with child, I have been thinking about the children in the city. I'm going to take in a child evacuee from the city to help do my bit for the war. I know you wouldn't mind me doing this, as you've always loved children. Helping the family, I feel I will be doing my bit, even more so than I will be helping a child get through this ghastly war. It is hard enough for the adults. Your mother is helping at Farmer Hale's farm, and your sister has become a nurse at the local cottage hospital, and I just wanted to do my bit and help in some way. Your mother and sister send their sweet blessings and prayers that you are safe. I am so elated at our baby news, and I just want to share it with you and plan for the future. It is heartbreaking that I cannot physically tell you right now. I hate this war for how it has affected and destroyed so many lives. Now it is touching our lives. I told your lovely mother about the baby and she is so happy for us. We talked all night about you as a little boy, with your mother recalling a story of you trying to set fire to a tin train to make it go faster whilst you were in the attic. Luckily, your mother found you in time. I hope you find the soap useful in your package too. I remember you saying you ran out of it very quickly, along with a small tube of whiskey in your package. Apparently, whiskey has all sorts of medical uses and can be used to heal wounds. I recycled one of my old dresses that you favoured me wearing, and I could no longer fit into it, and turned it into an apron. It occurred to me that I could send you a square to keep in your pocket, along with one of the roses I'd dried from the garden. I have dried and flattened a couple of roses. In fact, a couple of rose heads to put in your package. And I have also been trying to replicate the rose water spray you made for me as I've run out. I wish I had taken more time observing you making it. You always said it was your secret rose scent. I could have sold it to the young ladies in the village. They all comment on what a lovely fragrance I'm wearing. Darling Thomas, you are such a unique, lovely man, and already you have saved my life in so many ways. I am so proud to be your wife and to be carrying your child. I devoted my life to you and await your return. Sweet kisses. I adore you. Louisa. Thomas and Louisa had a blessed life together and celebrated 40 happy years of marriage, leaving one beautiful Louisa Jr. Louisa had had a delightful childhood full of memories, playing and running through wheat fields and being taught to be self-sufficient, even though her father had lost his leg in the First World War. She had developed her father's entrepreneurial streak, starting the business, fresh to frozen foods. Love triumphed in challenging times, and many men lost their lives for the freedom of others in both wars. She folded the torn, flimsy, sellotaped, ink-smeared letter away that she had read with a trickle running down her face and a warm smile remembering her parents. At last there was now peace coming, and she hoped it would last forever.